Welcome everyone. If you check my previous videos, we've done quadratic expressions and then linear expressions. Today we are going to take it a little bit further by going to cubic expressions. From what you have on the screen, you have 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x minus 2. This expression is called cubic expression because the highest power of x here is 3. If the highest power of x in a particular expression is 2, we call it quadratic. If the highest power of x is 1, we call it linear. But today we are going to look at cubic. Now, in doing that, what we do in order for us to solve this one, we are going to look for values such that if you substitute in place of x, it's going to give us 0. What is the value that we are going to substitute in place of x that will give us 0? We are going to try values. We start from, we now say when x is equals to minus 1, and then when x is plus 1, when x is minus 2, when x is plus 2, you go on, etc., etc. So let's start with the first one. When x is equal to minus 1, what it means is that we are going to substitute minus 1 in place of x in this expression. If our answer is 0, it means minus 1 is part of the values of x. But if our answer is not 0, we'll now try plus 1 and substitute. We'll go on and on and on. So let's do that first now. So here we are going to, you say when x is equals to minus 1. So we are trying minus 1 first. Let's substitute there so that you now have 2 minus 1 cube plus 3 minus 1 squared minus 3 minus 1 then minus 2. So if we let's evaluate this quickly. Minus 1 raised to the power of 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 times 2 will give you minus 2. So here you have minus 2. Then you come over here, minus 1 raised to the power of 2 is plus 1. Plus 1 times 3 will give you plus 3. So we are going to write plus 3 here. And then you come over here, minus 1 times minus 3. That will give us plus 3. So you come here, you write plus 3. And of course, this minus 2, you bring it down. You come here and write minus 2. So minus 2 plus 3 is equals to plus 1. Plus 1 plus 3 is plus 4. So 4 minus 2 will give us 2. So this is going to be plus 2. Now looking at this particular answer, now you notice that this does not give us 0. It didn't give us 0, so we are not going to use minus 1. We are not going to use minus 1 because if you substitute minus 1, it did not give us 0. So what we'll try is plus 1. So let's try plus 1. Let's go. If you write it again, we have 2x cubed plus 3x minus 3x squared minus 3x minus 2. So we are going to substitute. If x is equals to plus 1 now, what will happen to this particular expression? So let's do it now. We are going to write 2, then plus 1 cube plus 3, then 1 squared minus 3, then 1, then minus 2. So looking at this, you have 1 cube will give us 1. 1 times 2 is 2. So you write 2 down here. So here you write 2. Then plus this one here is going to give us 3. This is going to give us 3. This one is going to give us 3 because 1 squared times 3 will give us plus 3. So you write plus 3 here. Then you come over here, minus 3 times 1 will give us minus 3. So you come here, you write minus 3. Then of course this minus 2. So let's simplify and see. 2 plus 3 will give us 5. 5 minus 3 will give us 2. So 2 minus 2 will give us 0. So our answer here is going to be equal to 0. So therefore means that if you substitute plus 1 in this particular cubic expression, we are going to get 0. It means that plus 1 is one of the factors. So what we are going to do next, we now say x is equal to plus 1. If x is equal to plus 1, it means 1 is part of the values now. So we are simply going to take this plus 1 over to this side to join this x. The plus will now change to minus. So we now have x minus 1 bracket is equal to 0. So it means one of the factors there is going to be x minus 1. So you have x minus 1 as one of the factors of that particular cubic expression. Now, so what we're going to do next is to divide. Look at what we're going to do. We are going to divide the cubic expression by this particular linear expression so that we get a quadratic expression. So what you're going to do, you rule your division symbol like this, and then the cubic expression will be inside, which is 2 cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x minus 2. So this is the cubic expression. Then this particular linear expression that we have, we'll write it in here. That is what we're going to divide. So here you now write x minus 1. All right, so we'll go ahead and divide. This is what you do. We're going to use this x here to divide this 2x cubed. If you use this 2x to divide this 2x cubed, you are going to get 2x squared. That 2x squared, you write it up here, just above this 3x squared. Write it up here so that you align with this. So let's do that now. This is going to give us 2x squared. Then you now go like this. 2x squared times this x is going to give us 2x cubed. You write it here, just below this 2x cubed here, so that it will just align with it. Okay, so you now have 2x cubed. Then you now use this 2x squared to multiply minus 1. 2x squared minus 1 will give us minus 2x squared. You come here and write it here. So here will now be minus 2x squared. And then the next thing you do is to rule a line and subtract. Let's subtract these two. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is going to give us 0. So nothing here. Now plus 3x squared minus 2x squared. I repeat, plus minus 2x squared. That will give us plus 5x squared. So you come down here and write 5x squared. And then the next thing you do is to bring these two values down. This minus 3x, bring it down here. Then minus 2, bring it down here. Let me do that quickly. That will now be, let me bring it down, minus, I'm going to get minus 3x minus 2. So we'll go again. We're going to use this x to divide this 5x squared. If you use x to divide this 5x squared, it's going to give us plus 5x. You come up here and write this plus 5x just above this 3x. Write plus 5x here. So come here, and you now write plus, you come here and write plus 5x. Now you go again, just the way we did before, plus 5x times x will give us plus 5x squared. You write plus 5x squared here. Then plus 5x times minus 1 will give us minus 5x. You write it down here. So let's do that. So this times this will give us plus, that is 5x squared. Then this plus 5x times minus 1 will give us minus 5x. So we come here and write minus 5x. And then you rule your line again and subtract. So you see, minus 5x squared, 5x squared minus 5x squared give us 0. So nothing will be here. Now look at this. Minus 3x minus 5x. That will give us plus 2x. So you come here and now write plus 2x. Then the next thing you do is to bring this minus 2 down here. If you do that, you have minus 2, and then you go again and start to divide. You are still going to use this x to divide this 2x. You are going to get 2. You write it 2 up here, plus 2, right? So you come here and write plus 2 here, plus 2. So you now use plus 2 times x will give us 2x. So you write 2x here. So this one will now be 2x. Then this plus 2 times minus 1 will give us minus 2. So you come here and then you now write minus 2. Minus 2. Yeah, and then you rule your line. Now if you rule your line, you subtract. Look at this. 2x minus 2x will give us 0. Now minus 2 minus 2 will also give us 0. So we have 0, 0 here. So we stop here. There's nothing to divide. Now if you look at it, now we have two expressions. This is the linear, one of the factors here. And then the other factor is a quadratic expression, which of course we are still going to factorize to get the other two. So let's go to the next page and continue from there. What's the quadratic expression? The quadratic expression we have is 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Okay, so now what we are going to do, if you check my previous video, you'll notice that I use factorization method to solve quadratic. You can check that video out. So let's just quickly factorize this now. Put a line here. Now, if you want to factorize this, the first thing you would do is to multiply the term that carries the square, the x squared, and the constant term. The constant term does not have x. So you multiply, what are they? 2x squared and plus 2. So let's multiply the two of them so that you now have 2x squared times plus 2. That will give us 4x squared. Now, what we are expected to do is to look for two factors so that if you multiply them, they'll give us plus 4x squared. But if you add them, they'll give us the middle term, which is plus 5x. You look for two factors that you multiply to give us 4x squared, but if you add them, it will give us plus 5x. But let us take away the x. Let's just use the numbers now. What are the two numbers that you multiply that will give us plus 4? But if you add it, to give us plus 5. If you multiply it, to give us plus 4. If you add it, to give us plus 5. So those two numbers, they are plus 4 and plus 1. Yes, because if you look at it here, 4 times 1 will give us 4, but 4 plus 1 will give us 5. So all you need to do here is just to attach x here and then you put x here. So these are the two values that we have. Now the next thing you do is to remove this middle term, which is this plus 5x. Remove it and substitute with these two values, which is plus 4x and plus 1x. Let's do that. So here you now have 2x squared. Then we substitute there. Let's just use plus 4x and then plus 1. Plus 1. There's no need for that one. Let's just write x plus 1x. Okay. Then plus 2. We are factorizing. So like we said, we are going to do what I call grouping. Yeah? You factorize by grouping, you group this like this, and then you group this like this, so that we can factorize this, factorize this. Now, in order for us to do that, we're going to take this one now. We're going to factorize this one now. What is the HCF here? What is the HCF of 2x squared and 4x? The HCF, what is common here? I think it's going to be 2x. It's 2x. So you take 2x out. Yes, 2x will be out. And then you open the bracket. What will be left? It will be left with just x. Then plus 2. Okay, and then if you factorize these two, what is the HCF of plus x and plus 2? I think that is plus 1. So you take plus 1 out. So plus 1 will be out. And then you open the bracket, it will be left with x plus 2. You close the bracket. Now, if you look at this expression, now what we've just done now, the terms inside the bracket, they're exactly the same. So since they are the same, we're going to pick one of them. And then the terms outside the bracket, these two terms outside the bracket, you put the two of them in one bracket. So since we have the same, take one out. So that here you now have x plus 2 in brackets, and then 2x plus 1 in brackets. Now, we have this now. Remember, we got this earlier on. We got this value earlier on. Something like, the one we got was x minus 1. So you can see that there are 3 now. We'll factorize the cubic expression completely. What you need to do to solve, our answer is supposed to stop here. But if it's a cubic equation whereby you get a particular value of x, you go further by saying x, number 1, x plus 2 is equal to 0. So here, your x will be equal to minus 2. That is one of the answers. And then we have another one, 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So this one will be 2x is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to minus 1 over 2. That is one. And then the third one that we got, so you have x is equal to, I think we got plus 1. X is equal to plus 1. So these are the answers here. We have the answers are 1, minus 2, and then minus half. So these are the 3 values. But this is a complete factorization of this equation, this particular cubic expressions. So that is that. I hope you understand this. You can check other videos, and please do like, comment, and then subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one. Bye.